All right. Aren't you just a cute little fella? So, a lot of people will tell you when you're making game art that you got to be super careful, have super straight lines, and gosh, it's such a hard thing to do, and blah, blah. Look, I'm going to show you a pretty easy way to paint your art, and it's not super hard. Okay. So we're going to start with the arm. And what we're going to do, we're going to put every body part, major body part, on different layers. And as far as the arms go, in 2D games like this, we only need one. And I'll show you when we bring this into Unity and start animating it, how we can get away with that. So we're going to make a new layer here. Wow. And I am not going to name it or anything. It doesn't really matter. What I do like to do though is zoom in when I'm painting. So I might go to say 400 and you're like, oh God, that's ugly. And it is ugly, but this helps you paint. So I think that we're going to go with a normal fleshy color. And we might not stick with that, but we're going to start with that. And before we even do that, we got to get some black outlines. So we're going to grab our I have a little stylus here, really cheap Huon $20 drawing tablet. I don't know what you guys have. You could even do this with a mouse if you tried. Now for this, we're going to go dark black. And the point of this step is to get a dark, thick, nice outline. Okay, so we're going to up this to say maybe 15. I think 15 will be good. Oh, not 51. You biscuit eater. All right, 15. Black. And we have a brush with a little bit of, it's not a hard brush, it's a softer brush. Yeah, 15 will work. Now we're going to just start drawing the arm here. Now, we're going to follow our sketch. There we go. There's the first part of the arm. We're going to come down here. We're going to make it all black to start with. And that's just so we can get the good lines. And the arm is not very thick, so we got to be careful with that. Now, what we're going to do here is extend into the body because we know in Unity, we have different body parts and layers, and this arm is going to need to be in the body a little bit for animations and things like that. That's going to work out real nice. Now we're going to come out here. Let's do this thumb here. Wah, wah, wah. There we go. A little bit bigger, okay. And let's do the middle finger. Middle finger. Come over here. Grab the other. This would be the pinky, I guess, wouldn't it? Okay, there we go. Looking perfect. And I said this doesn't have to be, super exact. And my art is still pretty subpar, you know, but I try. I don't give up. And that probably counts for a lot. Okay, that's great right there. And because we're going fleshy color, we're going to want to put a fleshy color like inside of here. So we're going to lower this down to say a 10. And then we're going to grab the dropper here, color picker, the dropper. We're going to grab another fleshy color we've used before. And I kind of like this guy's darker color. That might work, and it might not work. We'll see real quick. We're going to go back over here and go back to that. And also, we're going to click on the color. Come on, give it to me. Okay, and we're going to add it to a whatever this is called. We're just going to do this. Boom. So we can always have that color without color picking over and over, right? So we're going to say okay. And then we're just going to paint inside of here an arm. I don't know if this is the color we want, so we might zoom out and look at it just to make sure before we paint too much. So we're at 400. Let's zoom on back out to 100. So when I look at this, and I look at the fleshy color, I'm not sure because I think that this art is telling me I want to be green. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it feels like this little fella wants to be green. So we're going to change the color a little bit. This might take a few tries, but it's okay. So we're gonna go up here. We're gonna grab this. Boop. Come on, give it. There we go. We're gonna go over here in the greens, and I don't think he wants to be neon, but I think he wants to be a darker kind of poppin' green, though. Maybe that. Let's try that. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Whew, that's pretty neon, but you know what? Mm, let's go a little bit darker. He is cartoony, right? But that's really bright. That's gonna burn someone's retinas. Let's go over here. You gotta let the art kind of talk to you. I mean, I know this sounds crazy, and you're gonna think, "Oh, that guy's psycho," but no, the art will kind of tell you what it wants to be. In my opinion, you just gotta kind of listen to it. It'll say, "Nope, I don't want to wear a shirt. Nope, I want to be green." Uh, if I had to choose, let's zoom out and look at that from, gosh, this is hard. I generally just do flesh colored or all black. If you look at my art here, white, black, flesh colored. All right, let's take a gander. Let's take a gander. I think for now, what we're gonna do is just make him flesh colored and maybe go back. I'm having a hard time deciding on the color I want, and so he says he wants to be green, I think. Let's go with that old neon color and just wing it, and we'll just hope. And if we make some ugly stuff, that's okay. At least you're learning how to make ugly stuff, right? We'll just color pick that again. There we go. And we'll make a swatch or swatch or whatever it is, a preset. I don't know. We'll do that just to make sure. We'll say okay. Then we're going to go back to our paintbrush and we're going to paint him in this neon green, which I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but whatever. You don't have to be, like I said, you don't have to really worry too much about your lines. I do like thick black lines on the outside of my art, though, just because of the way I paint and whatnot. It works pretty good. And you see, I'm just quickly going over this. I do need a larger brush. Maybe not. I need to zoom in a little bit more. Let's zoom into 800. And yeah, I do this a lot, guys. You zoom in, it really helps to paint, if you ask me. So we'll kind of just clean it up here. It's right here. Oh, Control Z that one. That was too much, Bob. Too much. There we go. We'll kind of start with the thumb up here. That looks pretty decent. We'll come on down and we'll connect to the wrist. But wait, there's more. That's a wrist. We'll come around. We'll get that middle finger, whatever you call it, if he even has a middle finger. I mean, his gripper, his, you know, whatever it is. you know, there we go. And we'll probably scale this arm down because if you ask me, it's a little bit big. So when we bring it in Unity and we're going to animate and everything, we'll probably scale it down. All right, let's go around here. We're not going to worry too much about this at this stage. Kind of go like that. Now, if you ask me, I got to zoom out because there might not be enough definition in the fingers. So 400, yeah, I'm not liking that a whole lot. He looks kind of like there's just no definition in the fingers. So let's try and fix that. Let's go and let's grab black real quick. So black, boop, and huh. Let's just get rid of a lot of that green and we'll put it back in just a moment. We're just gonna, yeah, kind of change the shape a little, kind of down like that. We may have to erase a little bit of the outer black line. There could be too much there, and that could be part of the problem. So we'll just kind of change it up a little bit. See, guys, it's real easy. Anybody can do this. You don't have to be a seasoned professional to make some 2D game art. Like you just have to try. You just have to try. Okay, so there's that. That's a lot better. Now we're gonna swap back to our paintbrush. Boop. Come on, give it to me. Okay, and we're gonna swap back to our bright green. Lord help me, that's an ugly color. All right. And I'm probably gonna grab a smaller brush for this, maybe a 5. And I'm gonna zoom in because it helps you be a little more exact. We're gonna come on over and let's just clean that up a little bit, push this out a little bit to the edge, get some more definition in that finger, kind of like that. That's not too bad. And we're not gonna, sit here and spend hours on it either, because it's a cartoon, basically. So, boom. And then when you see this in Unity, what you have to understand is your character's probably going to be like that size or that size, and it's going to look fine. The green is a bad choice, but we're just gonna roll with it. Roll that beautiful bean footage. All right, so we'll go back to 200 for a moment. So this is the arm. Wow, look at that. That is beautiful. No shading, but that's okay. I can rename it if I want to, the layer here, but we're not gonna. Who cares? All right. We are going to turn it off though. All right. Then we're gonna draw the body. And he kind of needs an accessory. Like he's such plain Jane, but we'll worry about that later. So we're going to go back over to the colors and we're going to grab the black. Okay, and let's not forget a new layer. Goodness gracious, a new layer. And we're going to call this one body just so that, you know, we have it. Okay. Then we have the black selected and we're on 200. I'm going to zoom into 4. That's kind of my sweet spot a lot of times. And I'm going to grab a 15 brush because I kind of like that when I'm doing the outlines, or close to 15. Okay. And then we're just going to kind of draw a body. And just like before, we're going to pop in to the head. You know what I'm saying, guys? Because we're going to have layers in Unity, and we're going to have the body behind the head, but when the head moves and whatnot, we're totally going to need to have, something there. Okay, so there's that. Let's bring this on down around here. Okay, looking good so far. And we're going to have to curve it, okay, to get to the bottom part. There we go. Then we're going to come on around. Nice and easy, just like a Sunday drive, nothing complicated. And, you know, sure, my lines aren't straight. You can tell I don't have an art degree, but you know what? This is going to look fine inside of a game. Um, if I was better at choosing colors. So, okay. Now, one thing I am going to do though, just real quick, is grab my eraser and just kind of grab that a little bit. You see, not a lot, just a little. Kind of clean that up. Kind of clean this up a tiny bit right here, kind of like that. And that's good enough for the girls I go with. All right, so we're gonna head back over to the paintbrush and we're gonna get the bright, ugly green color and we're gonna start painting inside. Dun, da, 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 da. I could have got a bigger one for this, but that's all right. And I could even give his body a different color, but yeah, this is a tutorial, guys. This probably isn't something I would use in my own game, this particular piece of art. I'm just trying to show you the process of how I go about this. Now, what I am going to do though, this is a larger space, and I'm going to want like maybe a 20. It's going to help me merge the colors, the green to the black. A little bit bigger gives you a little bit smoother lines, easier. Like if I had a 5 brush, it'd be real jagged. It'd be hard to get, okay lines. So we'll go like this. We'll just kind of fill it in, come in, do a little bit. Oop, kind of like that. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. Come over here and do a little bit. Boom. This little ugly guy's coming to life. Oh, okay. I got to control Z some of that. I went in a little bit too hard on the black line. There we go. Let's come over here and just kind of get in there. You probably can't tell, but there's some gray showing. So you want to get right up on the black line. But other than that, you're good. That's also why I have that gray background bucket filled in the back, so that you can actually see the color behind your paint. So you don't have a bunch of little transparent spots left over where your Unity scene is bleeding through into your art. Um, all right, so we'll do the bottom part here. And believe it or not, we're almost done painting. There's not really a whole lot to it. Now, you can get a lot more involved. You could get little brushes and add details and all kinds of stuff. But I'm just giving you a quick, rundown of how to do it. So we'll go here. And I have a few games on my itch that use this art that I could put a link in the description, or there's links all over the place for them, you know. And I'm not the only one that uses this art style. There's quite a few, like Blackthorn Prod. He's a much better artist than I am, hands down. But he uses an art style kind of similar to this, just way better than me. Okay, so we're almost done here with the basic body. Let's come on in. We will go back and add a little bit of shading after this, but this is just, the first coat of paint basically. So there, that's not too bad. Let's zoom on out to 100. Bim, bam, boom. There is the ugly body. Okay, and the ugly arm. Yeah, the lines are a little thicker on the body than the arm, but I don't think that matters. Let's zoom out. Yeah, it might matter in the long run. So I'm gonna hop in here and thin these lines out a little bit in the body. So I don't like doing that, but let's do it. Just so maybe it matches the arm a little more, a little better, if you know what I mean. The black outline of the arm is a lot thinner than on the body. So we're just gonna slowly take a little bit out. It's not, I'm not doing a lot, and I'm making sure I lift my stylus off the pad, so I can control Z at any time. Uh, that's pretty good. It's a lot thinner. That's pretty good. Let's get this up here. We're getting it. We're almost there. Yep, let's grab that. Okay, I almost took too much. That's not bad. How you liking this, buddy? You're getting a nice paint job, aren't you? You're just, you're evolving into something. I don't know what, but you're something. All right. Oh, too much. That's There we go. That's actually kind of all right. This part up here is going to be inside the head, but still will, just in case, animations and whatnot. There we go. Get you a little bit closer here. And it's just take a little bit off of time, guys. You don't have to go all crazy with it, and and Control Z is your friend. And just remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? You're not trying to make, well, you're not gonna make AAA quality art anytime soon. You know, I don't even make AA quality art. My art is really bad, if you ask me. Like it's passable, you know, but I have fun making it, and I'm not bound by art packs. I can just make any art that I want, put it in the game, and be okay with it. See how I'm just kind of thinning this out, making it thinner so it matches the arm a little bit. That's all we're doing. Woo, that's a lot. Take that out. Okay, come on. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's thin out this side. Oop, a little bit more. Yep, that's looking about right. We'll come up here. And if you can't tell, I'm not making smooth strokes. Muscle memory. Yeah, I am not good at this, guys. Like for real. All right, that might be passable. Let's zoom out. It's still a little bit thicker in some areas, but that's gonna fly. That's pretty good. Hideous, but good. Okay, so body's done. Boop. Arm is done. Let's do a leg. How's that sound, guys? So let's go a new layer, of course, and we'll just call this bad boy, well, leg. Okay. Bow, and we're gonna have to zoom in for this because these legs are just really tiny. And again, 400 is kind of my sweet spot. And I'm gonna come over here and grab black. And in case you didn't catch the first video, this is a 768 by 768 image. That's not super important, but it is what it is. So, all right, let me start painting this leg here, and we're just gonna, like I said, just like every other body part, we're gonna dip into the part above it because we have layers and yada yada. Repeat myself, but okay, that doesn't have to be perfect. We're just kind of coming in here and drawing a little itty bitty cute leg, right? Nothing special, nothing magical, just a leg. And there we go. Come out here a little tiny bit, and that's pretty darn good. All right, we're gonna grab our base skin color, neon puke green, and a smaller brush. We're gonna drop back down to a 10 for this. Yeah, and just start painting. And actually, we're gonna go with the 15. It's gonna make it a little bit easier. And we are gonna zoom in because I need to. 800, yeah, much easier. All right. And we're just gonna push the green out towards the edge, making sure to keep kind of that thick black, but of course, keeping in mind the thickness of the other black lines on the other body parts, just so it's maybe a little bit uniform or just kind of fits. And okay, and we'll do this like this. And there we go. The leg is done. Let's zoom out to 100. Yeah, there we go. So we'll turn the leg off. Now we need another layer, and we're going to do the head. And I think I told you earlier that we should probably make the eye separate so that it can blink in Unity. But this is going to be a monster, not a main character, so we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to, yeah, do it all one layer. Totally fine. Um, I'm really torn on that though, but yeah. Um, yeah. Okay, we're gonna do the eye in a separate layer so it can blink. Sorry, I had to think about that. I was like, do I want to? We will. Okay, so we'll do a new layer and we'll do the eye first. Uh, why did it do that? Cancel. No, don't do crazy things to me. New layer. Okay. EYE. We'll call it eye. There we go. All right. And then, so to make the eye blink, both layers, the head, or maybe not both, but the head will have to have a black line under the eye. So when the eye vanishes, it doesn't look completely, totally crazy. But to do the eye, it's the same as everything else we've done. We're going to zoom into 400 and we're going to grab black to begin with. And I think the eye is going to be white, not green, but we'll get to that. So we'll do black. Okay, and what do we have here? 15, that'll work. So we're going to do this line first. Woo! I almost fudged that up. In fact, let me redo that. I think I kind of messed it up a little bit. So we're just gonna go like this. There we go. Yep, yep. Follow that shape. That is looking good. You're looking good, buddy. I like you. You're a bit ugly, but you're looking good. You're coming to life. All right, let's go up here. Oh yeah. Grab the top of that eye. Ooh, look at that. That, guys. That. Ooh. Sorry, shapes excite me. I'm so weird. All right. We're gonna come up from the bottom here because sometimes that's easier. Yep, there we go. Oh yeah, come on around. That is just beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Love that. All right. Now we're gonna want to put white inside the eye, I think. We'll go over here and click on our color, and we're just gonna grab a white one. Wah, wah, wah. All right, and yeah, we're gonna zoom in like before. You're gonna see I do this a lot. We'll go to 800 and we have our white brush. Okay, and we'll do our eye. Oh yeah. I think the eye is my favorite part. Oh, big dag nabbit. I think his eye is my favorite part of this whole thing. I don't know why. I really like the Cyclops eye, this shape. It's just something about it. All right, we're gonna come over here. That's looking good, looking good. Okay, lift the thing. Oh, stop it. All right, come over here. Yep, and then up and around. And the black line's a little bit thick. It would appear, but I'll fix that in a moment. Kind of clean that a little. There we go. I'm liking the shape. That's good. That's good. Okay, almost there. Ooh, almost there. There we go. Now, I really want to look at this eye. I don't know how thin I want to make it. It's got to thin a little bit. That's too much for sure. So we'll go to 800 again. And we'll just kind of do the same thing as the arm and the leg. You do a lot of the same things when you're making game art. Just, that's probably why you get better at it because you're doing the same thing over and over. But it's not like Insanity because with game art, you can actually expect different results because you're going to get better. So unlike with Insanity, you do the same thing over and over, expect different results, and well, you're just insane. With art, you do get better results with time. So, all right, let's go up. Oh, that's looking real good. Thinning that out nice. We'll go up over here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh, let's go. All right. Now let's zoom. Well, yeah, but it's not going to be perfect. You gotta stop that. All right. Yeah. Woo. Because if I turn the sketch off, that's an eye. That is all day long. Um, I do see a couple little things I want to clean up, though. I gotta resist the urge because it's not going to be perfect. Just stop it. All right. Does not have a pupil. It's just one big eye hole. I wonder if a cat pupil would look good, or a because I don't want him looking down. Huh. Okay, let's try a new layer just to try this out real quick. I'm kind of interested. Let's go new layer. We're not going to name it because we'll just merge it if it works. A cat people. I wonder. Okay, let's go to a black color. All right, and yeah, much smaller brush. Let's do a 5. All right, and let's, gosh, what's that? Like a slit, right? So just kind of wah wah wah, kind of like. Oh wow, I kind of like that. What is that? Just a wow, just a big pupil in the middle makes a big dang difference. I'm down with that. So let's Control Z those and let's get a larger brush because I don't know why, but that mistake there where I just made the dot, that did it for me. That pushed all my buttons. That was perfect. So 20, probably too much, but let's try it. So just Oh, it's hard. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's zoom out. Oh God, that gives them some character. Okay. And now if we go to 25, yeah, you can still kind of see the pupil. Game art is small, guys. You got to understand. It looks big when you're drawing it, but when you put it in your game, it's not that big. So I think that, to be honest, the pupil needs to be a little bit bigger and more pronounced for when he's smaller. So we're just going to kind of do that. We're going to make it a little bigger all the way around. Okay. Just a little, not like, dramatic, but enough to where when he's at game size, we can still see his peepers. All right. That's probably going to be okay. Let's go to a 25. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's real good. Okay, so we'll go to 100. Pardon me. Yeah, I think that the people looks fantastic. Now what we're going to do is because you see we have a pupil and a no pupil, we are going to right click on the top layer and we're going to hit merge down. Okay, and what that does is makes it all one eye. You see? Eye. Okay, now that that's done, let's go ahead and do the mouth and the rest of the head and the horns. Yeah, so the horns are going to be rough, and I'm a little bit nervous about those. So let's just dig right in and start with the horns for this part. So we'll do a new layer, and let's just call it. Sorry about the phone noise, guys. Then we'll hit head. All right, then we're gonna zoom into 400. Whoa, Lord. Let's do 200 first. Yeah. Okay. Woo! Okay, because the head is so big, right? So, all right, at 20 is probably too much. Let's trim this bugger down to 15. Okay, yeah, we're doing horns, not the whole head. I was right, 400. Okay, I'm scared about this part, guys, but we're gonna do it. So I think horns kind of have a uniform U shape kind of in the middle. So let's kind of just like make a tip and let's kind of go down, 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 baby. All right, kind of like that. And then let's kind of just continue that over. It'll be the top of the head and the other horn. And then let's see if we can match the, oh, I don't think we did it. We didn't really match the arch and the tip, but it might just be good enough, right? Let me grab my eraser real quick with a bigger and kind of clean this up a little tiny bit because that's not any good, right? A little bit more. That'll actually help with the shape some too, believe it or not. And see, we're just seeing the sketch behind it, and that's okay. Yeah, that might be all right. And then we're going to drop this back down to 15 and grab that. We'll come over on this side. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Grab this horn down, kind of like that. That's looking okay, I guess. Um, yeah. Okay. Okay. Kind of like that. And then same thing over here. We're going to just come on down. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. Come on. Oh, maybe if I start from the bottom, it'll be easier. Yeah, come on around and try and match the point. Okay, I think that that's going to work for some rough horns. There's this spot here where the horns hit the head, right here. Okay, where it's going to be darker or whatever. And then over here. Okay, I think that is the rough outline for the horns. Pretty good. Let's scroll down, try and get the side of the head here. Yep. Okay, that's kind of okay, I guess. Just trying to follow the shape that we sketched. And, the lines look okay. They're not beautiful, but they're okay. And we're gonna keep going down. All right. Yep, just like that. God, I feel kind of like Bob Ross. Only I'm not drawing clouds, right? Painting clouds, yeah. Okay. We go around. Beautiful. All right. Come on down. Just follow that line. Don't get all crazy. Yep, yep. Oh. Bam, it connected. All right. Now we're gonna come around this way. This side's always harder for me because I'm right-handed. But just if you see I'm making small little adjustments as I go, just, draw a little bit, draw a little bit. It's not a race. You just want your lines to connect in a way that makes some kind of sense, you know. And we'll go around. This is looking okay. This is looking okay. There we go. We got this. We got this. Ooh, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Oh, yes. All right. Woo! It connected. All right. Let's zoom out and take a look at this. Uh, yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, that'll work. Now we're gonna go back up to 400, and we're just gonna connect the head here. Bam, bam, boom. There, that's connected. Okay. The eye, of course, we're not going to worry about because we already drew that. Uh, the mouth kind of goes up and around like this. Uh-oh. Dang it. Oh, I made a noob mistake. Okay. All right. It kind of goes around like that. Like I said, the right side's harder for me. There we go. Let's get a smaller brush. Well, actually, that's not. We'll just do the whole thing black and then paint inside like before. So, oh, I'm zooming. Sorry. All right, let's go on down. That's looking kind of okay. Yup, yup. Oh, yeah. Nailed it. Done. Let's ship it. Okay. Come on around. Get this nice, big, beautiful buck tooth, which is going to be more white inside than you see because, this is a thick old pin here. All right. Come on up. Yes. Yes. And then come on over on this one. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's change our color and make these buck teeth super white and pearly and shiny. Shiny. And we're gonna zoom in to 800 because you know me, I like it zoomed in when I'm painting. And what size brush do we have? Yeah, that could work. That could be okay. Now we don't want to dip too much into the mouth line. That's too big. 15 is too big. We need to go with a 5. Yeah. We don't want to dip too far into the mouth line because that is the mouth. We do want to come down here though. We can dip into the teeth line, but not the lips. If you understand what I mean, the top of the tooth here, we want that to be pretty exact. And with the 5, you can see it's harder. Um, you don't have as much forgiveness. It's because you're affecting a smaller area, so you can really mess things up with this smaller brush. I do prefer a larger brush, but you can't always have a larger brush. There we go. Yeah, that is a beautiful bicuspid, if I've ever seen one. All right, come around and get all of those little off colors. All right. Yeah. You guys, it almost looks like I know what I'm doing. That's scary. All right. Let's follow this mouth line around so it looks better. There we go. Are you talking about my mouth line? Okay. Come on down. There we go. Now we gotta, this is a much bigger tooth than the other one. Let's try to find our bottom boundary. I think it's about going to be about right here. And then let's try to go up. Yep, looking good. Oh yeah, let's keep that gap kind of good between the teeth because there's two teeth, not one tooth. All right, yeah. Over here, we need to go over more. Thin this black line out. That's looking good. Okay. Come on. Yeah. All right. That worked out. Okay. Now we're going to zoom out and look at our beautiful teeth. I'll bet you they are just, mwah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Woo woo. Woo woo. The mouth though, it could be better, but if we turn the sketch off, let's see. Yeah, the mouth kind of just has this um thick line and that's it, but it's okay. Maybe I want to make it smaller. I don't know. Something about the lips don't look quite right, but we'll get to that in just a moment. So turn the sketch back on. The horns are going to be what color? Oh, this is going to be hideous because the body is this green color. My God, I've made some hideous art, guys. Okay. Let's paint the face. Now remember I said that we're going to animate the eye, right? So if I turn the eye on here, my God, he's weird looking. Okay. Woo. If I turn the eye on and then I turn it off, when you blink, your eye doesn't just vanish, right? So that black line on the bottom, we have to draw that on the head as well, not just on the eye level. So make sure you're clicked on the head, not a different layer. And then we're going to zoom back in here to say 400, and we're going to do that small line. The mouth is bothering me, guys. Maybe it's too big, too uniform. I don't know. We're gonna have to fix that. All right, let's grab the black, and a 5 is gonna be way too small. We need like a 15. Yeah, and we're just gonna follow this bottom line here, right? So that when he blinks, it just kind of looks like the white part is closing, because it's vanishing. So let's kind of do that. Let's see what that looks like. That would look good, but I kind of effed it up, if you can't tell. Hmm. And I know a fix. I know a good fix, and I'm going to show you that. So let's erase what we did. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn the eye on. But if we're not clicked on the eye, it won't draw anything on that layer. It'll only draw on the head. And I can see right now what I did. My brush was too big, and I drew too much. So that's probably more like a 5. Yeah, let's do a 10. Yeah, and let's just kind of follow this line here. Good. Okay, turn the eye off. Yeah. So when you're zoomed out, and if we animate it properly, and he blinks, yeah, it'll look all right. Okay, now we're going to zoom it back up to 4. Turn the eye off, of course, and we need to paint this bugger, this base skin color that we're using, this emerald green. Okay, let's click on that. And then, of course, guys, can you guess what I'm going to say? We need a bigger brush. Okay, so let's just do a 20 because that'll work. Oof, that's even small, but whatever. 25. Let's do a 25. It's still going to take a while, but that's all right. We need to zoom in right here by this part because we don't want to override too much of it. And we don't want to leave a bunch of transparent stuff either. So just kind of butt the line up there. Yep, just like that. And then we'll come around on the other side. Oh, see how I messed that up? Ooh, okay. Come around over here. Yeah, just kind of like so, and clean this line up. Oh my goodness. I am not good at this sometimes. Let's come around. It does make it easier though, guys, when you zoom in like this. It really and truly does. Even though it probably looks horrendous and watching this is probably boring as all get out, it does help. All right, we're just gonna finish this line up here. That's looking pretty good. There we go. And this just kind of proves, guys, that really anybody can make game art. Okay? You can make game art. Oh, son of a biscuit. Did you see that? Oh, thank goodness for Control Z. All right, let's see what the eye looks like. Oh yeah, different layers. That's okay. Different layers. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough for the girls I go with. Except you can see right here, there's a little bit of transparent sticking through. Or oops, I'm gonna have to fix that. So eye off. Okay. On top too, you can see it. See if you turn this on, you see how the white is blending through right here. That's something we got to fix. So we'll turn the eye off and we'll just grab a smaller brush. It really is the 25 brush that did that. You grab a 15, you don't have that problem as much. And we'll just come on in here. Oh, we're on the wrong layer. Do you see that? Hope we didn't draw it. Thank goodness. Okay, head. All right. We're gonna come in here and just touch this up. Yeah, I can see it vanishing already. You know, sometimes you gotta really, spend a little bit of time touching up little details, but it is what it is. And like I said, if I was doing this for a game, I would probably spend a lot more time on this art. But this is very much a tutorial. So now let's go around the mouth, and hopefully my imperfections will help me trim this line up and make it look a little bit less freaking hideous. Because I'm not like a robot, so I don't get. I have imperfections when I draw and paint. Arm twitches, hand twitches. That actually helps a lot of times. And really, for me, I think that my art being imperfect gives it style, gives it some kind of character. Like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm blowing smoke up my own arse because I want to believe that someday I'll be good at this, you know? But let's keep it real. I am not good at art. I'm just a programmer sitting here talking to myself, making a YouTube video that probably no one's ever going to watch. So, um, it is what it is what it is. We'll come around here. Yep, just like that. Come on up in here. Now you notice I didn't go near the teeth yet. I'm gonna want to grab a much smaller brush for that. It's kind of detailed. I can't zoom in any further, which kind of sucks a little bit, honestly. But we're gonna try a 10. That might work. And we're just gonna come right up in here because the teeth kind of already have a good shape. We don't want to mess those up a whole lot. We want to be careful. Okay, but we do have to butt the colors right up on each other, or else you do get a little bit of a transparent line where your Unity scene will bleed through, and it looks really bad when that happens. So just butt the colors up. Oh goodness, don't do that. That's, Control Z. All right, there we go. Now, come around there, that'll work. Good enough. Good enough. All right, come on in here. Okay. Whoop. There we go. We'll come around here like this. Looking good. Looking good. Okay. Then this tooth here. Yep. Just kind of try and get it up in here. It is a little bit too big, the brush, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Bam. Oh, crud biscuits. Oh, and I was right there at the end. Son of a heifer. All right, there we go. Come on in here. Come on, give it to Daddy. Oh, 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 yeah, okay. Let's thin this up a little bit just so it matches and it works. Oh, we're so close. Come on, baby, don't fail me now. There, that's good enough. Um, no, this line's a little bit too thick. Yeah, let's thin this out just a smidge. Yeah, that's better. Okay, let's take a look at that real quick before we proceed. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I mean, he's ugly, but I've seen worse, I guess. Okay. All right. So let's finish painting the head. This video is probably this video is probably super long and boring. I'm sorry, guys, but art takes a lot out of you. Okay. Now we need to get we're on the green and want a very tiny brush though. We can totally up the brush for the rest, and let's just stick with a 15. Screw it. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Okay, good. You got to be clicked on the layer you want to paint on. God darn it. All right, there we go. This is good. Yep. Just come on along, follow the line. It's not going to be perfect. It's not. And little blemishes you see when you're zoomed in like this, you won't see when you're zoomed out. Um, I just like to be zoomed in. It helps me do this for some reason. I don't know. You might find that zooming in doesn't work for you. A lot of this process is finding what works for you. All I can do is show you what I found works for me, and then hope that you can find your own way, you know. Because let's keep it real, like my art process that I do here, it took me a while to figure it out, and it's maybe a combination of a few other art processes, like I watched videos, watched other people do it, and then I just started trying things until I found what worked for me. And this works for me. I will tell you though that talking to you while I'm doing this, infinitely harder. It is infinitely harder to talk to you while I'm doing art. Oops, I don't know what I just did. Okay, well, whatever. I hit that aspect ratio thing. I do that sometimes. I don't even know what it does, honestly. All right. You see, I grabbed a little bigger brush because I'm covering a lot of territory, and the 15 is nice for edges, but yeah, look, I don't know if you can tell, but the 25, because of the brush I'm using, doesn't do the edges real well. So a lot of times what I'll do is I will do all the edges in 15 and then see it gives a crisper, cleaner edge. And then I'll go back through and do the middle parts with a larger brush. So that's what we'll do together. We'll just go along the whole edge here with the 15 and try and do as good of a line as we can. It's not going to be perfect. It doesn't need to be. So come up around here, get this round horn indent thing, whatever the heck it's called. All right, grab this. This is looking good. It's looking good. There we go. Some positive, you know, affirmations. You can do this. When I clap my hands, you will be an artist. Clap, clap. All right, let's go like that, go like that. That's good enough. Okay, let's follow this around. Grab this top little head part here. It's like head and shoulders. All right, we'll come around here. All right, yes. Looking good, looking good. Butt that up in there and come around the left side of the head. I'm wondering, guys, the black lines might be too thick on the head, like everything else, and we may have to go through and thin those up. But all right, let's come on around here. Yep, that's looking good. Just butt that line up, and you'll see. I know that you see that my line is not straight. Yeah, okay, but it's okay, and no one really notices a whole lot. And if they do, just tell them, "Hey, I'm learning, biatch," you know. But people are pretty friendly, for the most part when you're learning. So, all right, come on around. Yes, yes. Clean up that little thing. All right. Bim, bam, boom. Bob is your uncle. This guy's looking good. I mean, ish. He's looking good-ish. All right. Clean that little mistake up. That'll work. All right. Come on in here and fill it in. Yay! It's shake and bake, and I helped. Okay. Yes, we're almost done with the head part. Just coloring everything in here with this wonderful base skin color that we chose. All right, come on around. Yes, yes. Paint this feller. Okay, bingo. Let's zoom out and take a look at our wild creation, guys. Bam. Actually, it's not too bad. Turn the eye on. Whoa. Turn a leg on. Turn the body on. So the leg would actually need to be under the body. And of course, we're not adjusting sizes and everything here. We're just looking. And then the arm is labeled wrong. Okay. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming along. It's coming along. Yeah. Um, we'll do shading in just a moment, guys, to really lock in the look here. But to be honest, not too hideous, really. I think that red horns would look okay. They're gonna have to look okay because that's what we're doing. Okay. So let's turn all these layers back off. Turn the arm off, the leg off, the body off. Turn the eye off. Yes. Okay, now the horns, let's zoom into, you guessed it, 400. Actually, they're tiny. Let's zoom into 800. Yeah. And let's grab a really vibrant, we're going for bright, vibrant stuff. Let's grab that vibrant red. Yeah, that one, the neon red. All right, and we're just gonna make sure we're on the right layer, which is head. Let's go right here. Okay. And 15 might be too big, but we're still going to use it. We're going to kind of lock in this bottom round shape first, kind of like this. Um, yeah, just kind of, bringing it up and around, leaving that thick black outline and letting the red kind of determine the shape and not the black, if that makes any sense. And we'll come up and around here. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Yep. Come around, come around. And that's, ooh, yep. Let's grab it. We'll go kind of like that. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Let's come in quite a bit. So it's more of a pronounced horn shape. Uh-huh. And then, oops, oops, oops. That's okay though. That's okay. Don't fret. Then we'll finish it off right here. Okay. And that is a horn, kind of. Now what we're going to do though is swap over to black because I kind of want a point. Well, before we swap to black, let's just paint the inside here. Okay, let's swap over to black and let's, yeah, that'll work. Let's grab a smaller brush, like a 5, just for a moment. And let's kind of grab this rounded point that we have here and try to make it less rounded. What do you think, guys? Like, yeah, that's a little bit, we're a little bit there. Let's try and do it some more. Just kind of chisel a little bit away. That is a lot better. Okay, that does leave kind of a thick black outline, but that's probably okay. Let's zoom out. Yeah, the choice of colors is freaking obnoxious, but the horn shape looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and paint the other one. Hello, those are nice teeth. All right, come on around, and let's grab the red again. Okay, Bloop. And yeah, the red. Okay, and yeah, a larger brush, please. Well, let's see if we can just kind of start with the tip. Yeah, yeah, maybe. All right, a bigger brush now. Okay, we'll kind of try to get the bottom round shape again. Kind of come up over here. There we go. Make sure to cover all of that gray because we don't want poke throughs. Poke throughs or no throughs. Wait, that makes no sense. What are you talking about? You're crazy. All right, come on around. Yeah, that's kind of nice. All right, it's looking kind of okay. See if we can connect the two. Yeah, we'll need to use some black on that. I'm not digging it. Well, maybe I can fix it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, we may have pulled that one off. I don't know. All right, let's come around. Dang it. Now, bad. Let's come around this side. Uh-huh. Oh, the right side is so hard for me. Come on. You can do this. I believe in you. You are the future. Oh, oh, and it connected, kind of. Yay, I did it. All right. That might be good enough. Let's zoom out. So it doesn't have to be perfect, and we're at 800, so there we go. Yeah, turn the sketch off. Yeah, 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 guys. Okay, now we need to shade. So, uh, yeah, what we want to do is we want to imagine the sun is like up here, and we're just going to put some darker colors around. So, because we know that the head is going to be over the body, normally I would shade the body, but we don't know how much the head is going to be over, and we're going to be really zoomed out, but we will shade the head quite a bit, I think. I think, I see the legs, I'm not really going to shade. The head is the largest part. I think we'll kind of just do some shading on the head. So what we're going to do is zoom in a little bit, say 400. We'll probably go 800, but okay. And we'll start with the horns. We'll kind of, we're already on the red, so we're going to want a darker version of this color. Maybe this. Yeah, that might actually work. We'll say okay. And we're going to grab a whole new layer for this because we don't want to mess up our original paint job. And we'll just put it right there above the head. And yeah, we will zoom in to 800. And what we're going to do is just kind of add a darker layer. You'll see. Let's make this more of maybe an 8. I think an 8, yeah. And then we'll start right here. We'll just kind of make this darker. I don't know how much we're going to do, but we'll come around kind of like this. If the sun's at the top, we'll just kind of do that. We'll go, in fact, I think we can go up quite a bit here, kind of maybe like that. And we can go around. If we follow that line, it would probably run us up here somewhere, maybe about right there. Scroll down, scroll. Oops. Okay, that might be pretty okay for that line of shading. Yeah, I can live with that. It's not too much, it's not too little. But then what I like to do is grab an even smaller brush, say like a 4, and then you want to really continue that line out so that it butts in a little more naturally. It does make a difference. Follow that out, and we may even just maybe do a little more shade, you know, something kind of like that. Okay, that looks unnatural. Let me kind of just tweak that a couple pixels. I like that better. Now we're gonna do a 10 again. I'm gonna come over here and do kind of the same thing. It'd be more on this side, wouldn't it? Yep. And it would come on down, and it would be less on that side. Okay. I think we need to go up a little higher on the more side, though. So kind of like, kind of more like this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that. Okay. Then we'll grab the 4 and we'll bring it around, kind of butt it in a little more natural. Okay, so it fits. We'll do the same thing here. Kind of just come up like this. There we go. And we'll butt it in. Okay, even a little more. Come on. Okay. Now let's zoom out and take a look at that. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, guys, look, it's not perfect, but if we zoom out to like, you can't even tell, you know what I mean? Um, yeah. And of course, you will have more time when you're doing this where you can spend a lot more time on your shading because, as I've said before, this is a tutorial. All right, so we know what our green is. Let's go, son of a biscuit, stop it! Let's grab our green, and then let's grab a little bit darker shade of that green, like that. Okay, and we got to do some shading up over in this direction. So we're going to up this to, say, a 10. Okay, and we're going to zoom in quite a bit more. Come on down, and we're going to start some shading. So at the very least, we're going to have a line of green along, oops, along here. Yep, and that's pretty okay there for now, anyhow. Okay, we're not trying to go real crazy with it. Oh, dag nabbit. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Control Z is your friend. Okay, we're gonna come up over here some. Yeah, maybe a little more. No, maybe not. Okay, we're gonna take a look at this after I blend it in a little more with a smaller brush. Okay, you see how that works? It makes it a little more pointed and less rounded. Then we'll come over here and do the same thing. All right, and then we're gonna zoom out and look at this because this might be good enough for our purposes. Yeah, whatever. That's good enough. Um, we'll just roll with that. We can put quite a bit down here on the body, which might help. So that's the head shading. See, so I kind of like it. I'm going to roll with it. So we're going to merge that down. Remember how I showed you, right click and merge down. And so now it's all part of the head. Okay. And some shading under the eye might be nice. We're not going to do all that. So we're going to go to the body. We're going to make a new layer. New layer. Yep, it's called the head. I don't want it called the head, but that's okay. Now we're going to zoom in to 800. Go to the bottom of the body down here, and we're gonna do the same thing we did with the head, you know, and we're gonna get a bigger brush. So, and the body's smaller, so we could probably do quite a bit more shade, but we're gonna get this one layer first, butt it up against the black, because that's the less forgiving area. And we're gonna follow it around. And always keep it curved. Don't do a straight line because then you don't think that the object is round or cylindrical. It helps with the impression of 3D if you kind of keep it curved like this. Okay, so something kind of like that. Let's add a lot more, of course. So we're gonna go kind of like this. Yes, yes. And more on one side than on the other. Okay, maybe like that. Go up like this. Okay, let's take a look first. Let's zoom out. Yeah, that's good enough for our purposes here, guys. The video is getting pretty long anyways, so let's lower this and let's butt it in here. There we go. And this one here, let's just kind of make it look a little more natural, kind of like that. That'll work. There, that'll work. And then for the feet and the leg, we're actually, guys, going to do some shading on the bottom of the feet, just a little, not a lot. And you could do a lot more than this because you're a pimp and you're probably better at art than I am. So there we go. Let's just kind of grab that. That looks good. So let's zoom out to 100. And voila. The arms, I'm not even gonna worry about. Oh, the head, this is body shading. Let's merge that down. Merge down. There we go. All right. And the arm is here, right? The arm we're not going to shade. So guys, there we go. That is the process of how I would go about painting and creating a character. Um, I got to fix this body a little bit while we talk. Um, I'm sure that as you practice, you'll get much better than me. And there's a lot better ways to make art. This is just, quick, simple, a way that anybody can make art, even a programmer. Let me fix this line. In the next video, we're going to bring this little guy into Unity. We're going to animate him. And then in the video after that, we're probably going to give him some code so we can walk around with him. There, that's better. Okay. All right. If you guys enjoyed this video at all, please like and subscribe. That would just mean the world. If you hate me, leave a comment and be like, dude, you suck. Stop making videos. I hate you. Okay. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one.